Ryanair is one of the most hated airlines in the world. No free food, no reclinable seats, no airport lounges. Passengers walk across open tarmacs in the rain. And yet, in 2026, it carried 208 million passengers, generated $17.6 billion in revenue, and posted a profit of $2.55 billion, a 40% increase on the year before. British Airways, Lufthansa, Air France, no European airline has ever come close. But it wasn't always like that. The story starts with Tony Ryan. In 1975, Ryan founded Guinness Peak Aviation, GPA, which became the largest aircraft leasing company in the world. He spent a decade watching airlines struggle to pay for planes. He knew the industry's economics from the inside. He also knew that a return flight from Dublin to London cost around $255, and that Aer Lingus and British Airways had no reason to charge less because there was no competition forcing them to. In 1984, with a non-compete clause in his GPA contract blocking him from acting directly, he founded Ryanair through a family trust. In July 1985, the airline launched with a single 15-seat turboprop, 25 employees, and one route, Waterford to London Gatwick. The fare, $126 return. Aer Lingus immediately cut to $121. Ryanair cut to $120. That pricing war never stopped. But cheap fares alone don't make a profitable airline. Ryanair ran business class. It operated a frequent flyer program. It flew multiple aircraft types and had no clear management structure. Tony Ryan's sons held senior roles. The culture was chaotic. By 1990, the airline had accumulated $25 million in losses and was weeks from bankruptcy. Michael O'Leary, who had joined as Ryan's personal financial advisor in 1987, looked at the books and told Ryan to shut it down. Ryan ignored him. Instead, he sent O'Leary to Dallas. Herb Kelleher, the co-founder of Southwest Airlines, had spent 2 decades running the most profitable airline in America by doing things no other carrier would do. One aircraft type, no meals, no assigned seats, 25-minute gate turnarounds. O'Leary later said Ryanair wouldn't exist without that meeting. He came back and cut everything. Routes dropped from 19 to 6. Business class ended. The frequent flyer program ended. Free food ended. The fleet narrowed to BAC 111s only. The cheapest fare dropped from $126 to $75. Ryan put in another $25 million. In 1991, the airline posted its first profit, $370,000. In January 1994, O'Leary became CEO. He replaced the aging BAC 111s with used Boeing 737-200s in 1995. In 1997, the EU deregulated European aviation. Any EU carrier could now fly any route within the bloc. Ryanair launched its first 4 continental routes that year: Stockholm, Oslo, Paris-Beauvais, Brussels, Charleroi, all priced below what the established carriers were charging. Within 3 years, it was carrying 7 million passengers a year. Then came September 11, 2001. 4 hijacked aircraft, 3,000 people dead. Within days, the U.S. grounded every commercial flight. When the skies reopened, passengers didn't come back. Global air travel fell 30%. Airlines that were already running on thin margins were suddenly losing money with no passengers to replace them. American Airlines and United, both with aircraft involved in the attacks, filed for bankruptcy protection within a year. Carriers across the industry parked planes, stopped hiring, and canceled every aircraft order they could. Boeing had almost no buyers left. O'Leary was the only one placing an order. In January 2002, Ryanair ordered 155 Boeing 737-800s at a list price of $9.1 billion. Regulatory filings in Dublin later confirmed Ryanair received a 53% discount. Aircraft that would have cost $60 million each came in under $30 million. Flying one aircraft type keeps costs down in ways that compound over time. One type means one pilot training program, one set of spare parts, one maintenance process. As of 2026, Ryanair operates 647 aircraft, every one a Boeing 737 variant. The newest, the 737 MAX 8200, fits 4% more seats into the same fuselage and burns 16% less fuel. Seat pitch is 28 inches. The seats have no reclining mechanism, which means less weight and fewer parts to fix. That feeds directly into the turnaround. The Boeing 737 is one of the few commercial jets that can be fitted with built-in retractable air stairs, fold-out steps at both the front and rear doors. Ryanair puts them on every aircraft. Jet bridges cost money. At London Gatwick, using a remote stand instead of a jet bridge saves around $4.40 per departing passenger. Across 208 million passengers a year, that adds up fast. The air stairs also let Ryanair board from both doors at the same time, cutting the time it takes to turn a plane around. The aircraft is back in the air in under 25 minutes. A plane on the ground makes nothing. The last part of the model is what passengers pay beyond the base fare. In 2026, Ryanair collected $11.9 billion in ticket revenue and another $5.6 billion from bags, seat selection, priority boarding, and onboard sales. That second number is 32% of total revenue. The average passenger spends $27 on top of their ticket. The cheap fare gets them to book. Everything after that is where the money's made. The next step is already in motion. Ryanair has ordered 300 Boeing 737 MAX 10 aircraft, 150 firm orders, 150 options, for delivery between 2027 and 2033. The MAX 10 carries 228 seats, 21% more than the 737-800 it replaces, and burns less fuel per seat. First deliveries are expected in spring 2027. The target is 800 aircraft and 300 million passengers a year by 2034. Ryanair owns its entire fleet with no debt. Air France, Lufthansa, and most of the carriers it competes against are leasing planes and carrying billions in borrowings. Kelleher built the no-frills model in Texas in the 1970s. O'Leary took it to Europe and pushed it further. The airline that was $25 million in debt in 1990 made $2.55 billion in 2026. The seats still don't recline. The stairs fold out of the plane, and the next 100 million passengers are already booked.